What's up, IDC Kids? It's Mr. Brogan.
And Mr. Nate.
And we've got a song for you today called Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. We've got the lyrics in the back so you can follow along and sing with us, and we got some really cool hand motions over here. So follow along, dance with us, let's sing to our God. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky, Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. So glad you came to save us. And you came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky, Lord, I lift your name on high. All right, let's try this out, see if you can keep up with us. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the earth to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Woo, woo. We did it, guys. Good job.
Hey kids, my name is Sam, and today we're going to look at another lesson about Jesus and his earthly ministry. So get pumped and get excited. Before we get there, we're going to look at our key passage. It's a new key passage in the book of Colossians, chapter 1, verses 13 through 14. So if you have a Bible, you can open there now, or you can read along with me on the screen. Let's read it together. Colossians 1 says, "He has delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins." Very good. Keep practicing that at home and see if you can memorize it. Today, we have a great video for you. We are going to learn not just one parable, but three parables. It's super exciting. We have a parable about lost sheep. We have a parable about a lost coin. And the parable of the prodigal son. So let's watch this video and see what we can learn about God and his kingdom.
Tax collectors and sinners came to listen to Jesus teach. The religious leaders complained because Jesus welcomed sinners. So Jesus told them 3 parables to teach them about God. Jesus said, "If a man has 100 sheep and loses one, what does he do? He leaves the 99 sheep and searches for the lost sheep until he finds it. Then he tells his friends and neighbors, 'Let's celebrate, I found my lost sheep.' In heaven, there is more joy when one sinner repents and turns back to God than for 99 people who did not wander off." Jesus also said, "If a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one of them, what does she do? She lights a lamp, sweeps the house, and searches carefully until she finds it. Then she tells her friends and neighbors, 'Let's celebrate, I found my lost coin.'" Then Jesus repeated, "In heaven, there is joy when one sinner repents and turns back to God." Jesus told a third story. A man had 2 sons. The younger son said, "Father, give me my inheritance today." So the father gave his son his share. The younger son left home. He wasted his money and lived foolishly. There was a famine and the people in that country did not have enough food. The son got a job feeding pigs. He was so hungry, even the pigs' food looked tasty. The younger son made a plan. He would go back to his father and admit he was wrong. He would ask to work for his father like the servants. So the younger son headed home. He was still a long way away when his father saw him coming. His father ran to him, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son began to apologize. "I have sinned against God and against you," he said. But the father told his servants, "Let's celebrate with a feast. Bring the best robe and put it on my son. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. This son of mine was lost, and now he is found." At this time, the older son came from the fields and heard music at the house. "What's going on?" he asked one of the servants. "Your brother is here, the servant said. "Your father is celebrating." The older brother was angry. He refused to go to the feast. The father asked him to come inside. The older brother said, "I never disobeyed you, but you never threw a party for me." "Son," the father said, "everything I have is yours. We have to celebrate. Your brother was lost, but now he is found." Jesus told stories about people who were looking for things that were lost. Jesus told these stories to teach about himself. Jesus looks for people who are lost, people who do not know him. Jesus gave his life to save people from sin.
What did you think of that lesson? We learned about lost sheep, a lost coin, and we learned about the prodigal son and how even though he left his father and left his family, when he came back, his father loved him so much that he forgave him and accepted him. Isn't that awesome? Just like that father, our Father in heaven loves us so much that even though we sin, he loves us and he is ready to forgive us. He loves us so much that he gave his only son, Jesus Christ, to die for us, to die instead of us. Jesus died on a cross instead of you and me, and he paid the penalty for our sin. But 3 days later, he rose up from the dead, and he lives today, ready to have us believe in him and trust in him. So if we turn from our sin and trust in Jesus, God is ready to forgive us. He is faithful, and he loves us. Let's remind us about this gospel with the gospel hand movements. Are you ready? Let's do it. God rules. We sinned. God provided. Jesus gives. And we respond. Very good. Thank you for watching this week's lesson, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky, Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. And you came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky, Lord, I lift your name on high. All right, let's try this out. See if you can keep up with us. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I love to sing your praises. I'm so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky, Lord, I lift your name on high. Woo, woo, we did it, guys. Good job.